Hello guys, hope you are doing well. Today we are going to learn about new interesting topic, that is EventBus in Vue.js. Are you guys excited? Let's start the tutorial. Today we will cover these points. First we will see what is EventBus. Then we will see how to create an EventBus. What are the steps we need to follow. The next is sending an event through EventBus. Then how to receive an event through EventBus, and last point is how to destroy the event. Let's start with the first point, what is EventBus. I will explain this point using diagram. Here you can see we have three components, one parent component and these two are child component. In our previous tutorial, I already explained about Emit and props. So in Vue.js, basically we follow top to bottom and bottom to top approach while using the Emit and props. But in some cases where we need to pass some data between unrelated components, or if you want to handle the component communication without involving the parent component, in such cases EventBus is very useful to handle such scenarios. So this is the best way to pass the data between two child components. So EventBus is the very easiest way. We can easily handle the component communication between the childs. Let's see one example. Let me show you the first directory structure here. We have already created two components in our previous tutorial, that is parent component and child component. But I need one more child component here because I want to pass the data between two child components. For that I have created one more child component here. And I have already written one basic script here. We have registered both the component inside the app.js file, and inside the parent component we have used these two components. So I have added here, in every component I have added one heading here, child also, in both the child also. Let me show you the output. Here you can see we have three statements. First statement is coming from the parent component and these two are coming from the child components. So now our task is, I will show you how we can use the EventBus to increase the counter value. So we will increase the counter value by passing the custom event. So our next point is how to create the EventBus. So let's see how we can create the EventBus. For that, inside the app.js file we can export the instance of the view. So here I will add here export const EventBus and equals to, we need to create the instance of the view. So simply add here new view. So it will create the instance of the view. I'm just adding here comment like creating an EventBus. So this is the single statement that we need to add while creating the EventBus. So this is EventBus we have globally declared inside the app.js. So we can simply use this EventBus across the application. So we will use this EventBus inside these two child components. So our first task is done, how to create that EventBus. Next is sending an event through EventBus. So for passing the emitted data using the EventBus, we will create here inside the child two component. Let me add here one button element. I'm adding here simply text like increase counter because I want to add the counter or counter value on click of button. So I need here clicked event as well. @click. Let me call here one function is clicked. or you can simply specify any name. Inside the method section, I will define this method. Is click. Inside this method, we can pass the data using the emit. So first, we need to access the event bus. So for that, let me import the event bus here. Also, we need to specify the path of the app.js file. So this is the path. So we can access the event bus inside the child component. So simply I'm copying that value event bus dot $emit. So this function is similar to the emit function. Instead of this keyword, we will simply use the event bus. Let me add here custom event is clicked. And you can simply pass the custom event, or also you can pass the argument as well. Let me add here data property as counter. By default, we will specify it as 0. After clicking on this button, we will increment this value by 1. So this dot counter, it becomes plus plus, it will become 1. So in this way it will increase the counter, and we will simply pass this counter value to this emit function. If you do not want to pass any argument, you can simply pass this custom event itself. I want to pass the counter or data through this event, so I'm just passing this dot counter value. This is how we have done with our third point, that is sending an event through event bus. Next is receiving an event through event bus. So how we can receive this, or how we can listen that event inside the another child component? For that, we need to specify, or we need to import the event bus again here. Let me import it again. Event bus from same, we need to specify the path here, and we are listening this event inside the created function. Inside this created function, we can access the event bus. So to listen or to access the data, emitted data, we will simply use the event emitter as $on. So while passing the data, we will use the $emit, or while listening or while receiving the data, we will use the $on. So this $on, $emit, these are event emitter API. So we can simply call that API here. And here inside the function, inside the brackets, we need to specify the same value that we have passed here, is clicked. Let me paste that value here. And along with that, we have already passed the argument value. Let me pass the data as argument. So we will access this value in this way. So we will simply assign this data value to some another variable. Let me create one data property again. Let me add this, or let me initialize this value 0. So whatever incremented value we are getting it from the event bus or event custom event, we are assigning that value to this dot counter. And one more thing, I want to display this value in the template. So I need one span element here. Let me add here text. So simply I am displaying this counter. So this fourth point, we are done with the fourth point, receiving an event through EventBus. Let me explain it again. So we have already added one button element along with the click event, and I have written here one function. Inside this function we are passing the counter value. So for passing or while sending an event, custom event, we have used $emit. This incremented value we are passing it to child component. So for listening this event, we have simply created one created function. Inside this function we have used $on is the event emitter API, and we are accessing this value and we are assigning it to the this.counter variable. This is data property, and we are simply displaying this inside the span element. So let's see the output. Let me reload this page. Yeah, here you can see we have added one button here, increase counter. It's coming from the second child component, and counter span element, this is coming from the child component. So if I clicked on this button, then it will increase the counter value. See here, it is become 1. If I clicked it again, it will become 2, 3, 4. So in this way it will increase infinite. This is how we have done with the task, that increase the counter using the event bus. One more point we are left with, this point, that how to destroy the event. So if you want to destroy the event whatever you have created, so for that simply we need to add here one line, EventBus dot $off, and inside this we need to simply specify here same custom event. Okay, so whatever specified event, that it will get destroyed once we call this $off method or event emitter. Let me show you the output again. See here, initially it is counter is 0. If I clicked on this counter, it will become 1. If I clicked it again, nothing will change, because first time we are passing the data or we are passing the incremented value. After that we are destroying the event, so it will destroy the complete event from the DOM, so we can't able to see the updated value again. So that's why we can't, if we clicked on the button again and again, nothing will change or nothing will increment. It will not display the updated value, because we have already removed or we have destroyed this event. So this is all over about the event bus. So we have pretty much covered about the event bus, all the event bus concepts. Hope you guys have understood about this event bus. If you still have any queries, doubts, please tell me in the comment section. We will see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye, take care, happy coding.